This may not look like a lot because it's hard to really get this to translate to video, but I've done a lot of work out here yesterday, moving dirt manually with a shovel and a wheelbarrow, old-fashioned stuff, trying to fill the ruts back in and start getting things ready to squish it down so I can get my yard back and rebuild my fire pit, all those fun things. So we're just going to keep on moving dirt until there isn't any left to move. We'll see where that gets us, and then we'll have to deal with trying to level this out and kind of make the yard a yard again. So I'm going to plug my little makeshift pump in just to get the water out of the trenches, and we shall go from there. This is definitely an improvement from the last time. This has been a couple of days. I knocked the rest of the pile down, a combination of the backhoe, and then I pulled out the rototiller and started turning everything. The reason was, I think these big chunks are what I'm trying to chew up and make them smaller, so then hopefully this will settle a little bit faster that way. I got to finish doing the rest of this area with the rototiller and kind of hand shovel. Try to fill these ruts in the best I can and then go through and turn everything so it has a chance to settle. Then I'm going to try the gravel grader and drag it across the dirt and see if that helps me level the topsoil and kind of make it halfway decent and ready for seed. I'm probably going to have to get some topsoil because this is pretty clay, pretty large quantities of clay here, so it may be hard to grow some grass. Just as a funny side note on the gravel grader, I flipped it over just to move it, dropped it a little hard and bent the axle, and I figured as much. It's a small, narrow thing, so it's definitely, like, you could see the flex in it, so it's like, yeah, it makes sense that it would bend and break, or just bend rather. So it's like, okay. So I brought it in the barn and I bent it back, and I ended up just kind of kicking the wheel to try to straighten it out. And doing that, I broke the weld between the square tube and the wheel. Thought it had a decent penetration on there, but obviously I screwed that up. Not a big problem. So I just got it clamped so I can put it back together once I get it over to where the welder's at. But I also spent about a total of 10 minutes. I drill and tapped a couple of holes into the frame, and what I've got there are some recycled Cadillac hood struts. So now it has the ability to lift itself up. So all I need to do is put a latch of some kind on it so it can be locked down, and then once it's unlocked it should pop itself up. So that was my thought anyways. It's like just enough. It was working before. Maybe it needs to be oiled or something. There's a dead zone right there. Anyway, that was the thinking, and I think I'm going to add some gussets here because this is going to be the travel limit, so I can easily go from here to the square tube to tie everything and strengthen a little bit, and hopefully get rid of some of the flex that's going to happen here from this joint by tying it back. I'll do that to both sides, and should add a bit of rigidity. But I think for the purpose, this is going to work perfect. So now I got to get the rototiller and keep on cleaning that dirt. Well, it's starting to look a lot more like a mud pit now. Less like a, I don't know, off-road trail. I think I'm on the right track here. I'll admit I'm getting cold now with the rain and wind, so I'm probably going to clean off the rototiller and put it away and let the rain kind of soak this down for me and get the leveling a little further. So I didn't say it on the video, but I'm contemplating taking out some of that hill unless I can decrease the slope, because it's difficult to cut with the cutting deck on my lawnmower now. It has a tendency of bottoming out and chewing up the grass and showing mud. So I'd be happy if that hill was less or totally gone, but I don't know what's under it. I can imagine some tree roots at minimum. Otherwise, who the heck knows? Anyways, I'm going to hose that thing off, and I think I'm going to call it for right now anyways, because I just don't feel like being out here at the moment.